Welcome everybody to welcome to our Saturday morning 7K Zoom call. We're so grateful today to have a guest speaker that is a dear friend, and she is working so hard. She is now an executive or a gold with our. Um, I want to say executive gold. That's next, right, Kath?
Speak it into existence, Nancy. Speak prophetically. Speak over
I
me
will
as an
speak
executive
prophetically.
goal. I
I
receive
will. I
that.
will. She's
Yes.
she's a gold member of 7K Associate and just working so hard. She has a tremendous team, and Kathy has been extraordinarily amazing at teaching all of us how to build our organizations and how to place people in the right positions. And so I've asked her to come on because that can be a little tricky for anybody that's new in building a binary compensation plan. So she's got a handle on this. But not only that, she has a background as being a jeweler, a fine jeweler. So she knows gold and silver and knows what it's like to have to pay full retail for it or put up a lot of money to have it available to her. So she understood that part of 7K coming in. And it's just been fun to work with her. We're looking forward to spending some time together in Las Vegas. We did spend some time together when we were up in Salt Lake. She flew in, I think, on a red eye and fell asleep on my shoulders. So I feel like we're kin sisters here, helping each other out. So anyway, without any further ado, I'm going to turn this over to you, Kathy. And actually, I'm going to give you the host of this because I know you have some screens to share with us. And then see if I can do that here because she wants to give us some good lessons on how to build our organization. So let's see if I can make you the host.
Well, thank you, Nancy, for that beautiful introduction. I appreciate
There
you.
you go.
And it's an honor and a privilege to be here with leaders like yourself and Dave to help share this information. We are on a mission, and it's not just a cliche. We're all passionate about sharing what we know, and we love to give it away because we know we're helping people. And in turn, we get everything we need. It's the perfect
Okay.
scenario. So, yeah, I just love David and what he stands for, what he's doing, and the leadership that you're getting there from these leaders is phenomenal. So I'm glad to contribute in any way. I love working with Nancy, and I'm so proud to meet Dave and have this opportunity too. So having said all that, as Nancy mentioned, I'm a jeweler. That's what I did right out of college. I had three retail jewelry stores here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and so that's why I understand gold and silver. That's I cut my teeth in the fine jewelry business. So, as Nancy mentioned, I understand what it takes to be able to give a good deal to my customers, and I love sharing. This is my 1 ounce solid gold Krugerrand. I used to make jewelry for people. I made cufflinks, rings, earrings, all that kind of stuff. Well, I made this necklace for me. But I love to share this because I took those two hundies that are tucked away in your billfold and bought this 1 ounce coin, 1 ounce Krugerrand, and got change back. Now I could go anywhere and get $2,100 for this to take care of business. So the deal is, what could you do with that 200? What could you do with this 2,000? That's what we help people do. I mean, who doesn't want to know this information? We let them make their own decisions. So I'm just excited to share this strategy with you. I'll tell you, we work with Curtis. He is the rock star to me. And what I'm going to try to share with you, and I told Nancy, I said, I'm glad to share it, but all I do is really just talk about it. I never have had any visuals. So my wonderful husband tried to help me create some visuals so that I can better communicate. So there is this very primitive. I mean, we finished about 1 in the morning, but this is what got me. So this is what you're going to see on what we tried to create on the slide. When Curtis Harlan said this to me, I lost sleep.
Okay.
This is what I'm going to try to show you in a slide. And this is talking about residual income, but it talks about placement and it talks about strategy. You'll lose sleep over this because this right here represents over $250,000 in income from the residual capability in here. And all you have to do is keep at it and don't quit. So that's what I'm going to share with you. But the placement is critical because you've got to rank up the strategy that Curtis teaches us. You rank first, and you don't qualify to earn that money yet, but then you build the points and you build the depth. That is so important, and as you get going up the ranks, you'll understand that. So let me share my screen real quick, And I hope this makes sense, but I apologize in advance. I have a little bit of the COVID brain, so I may be right in the middle of a slide and totally go blank, and I'll just have to go blah, 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 and we'll have to go past it. Okay. All right. So let me share my screen. You can let me know when you can see it. Okay. All right. Can you see that okay, Nancy?
Yes, we can. Thanks, Kathy.
Okay, perfect. So this is a little bit about placement strategy and how to build your 7K business. One of the first things I want to talk to you is about outside versus inside placement. So, given the opportunity as leaders that you're helping to do, you're going to structure your teams on how it will benefit you and benefit your organization. You have guidance from Nancy and you have guidance from Dave, but it's good to know these things for yourself so that you can understand the logic behind the placement. So, the outside placement, there you are at the top, and you have one leg on the left, one leg on the right, one left team, right team. That's it. That positioning right there shows you 8 personals, possibly left and right, which gives you the capability to go to a gold position with your personals. But you have just 2 legs. Now, from this, your team is going to build all kind of inside legs, but you've got 2 legs, the left and the right leg. So as you start placing people, you want to make sure that if you have personal placements, that you go on the outside leg of your left and your right. That way, as you see here, I got this personal guy over here walking in on the left side. When I place him in that lowest position on the left side, then whatever he does forever and ever and ever benefits that entire team that's in place, which is my personals. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're my personals and their personals. Everything that they do is going to bank on that, my outside team's, my A team's leg. So it's very important that you allow your team to build their inside leg with their personals, and you're building your outside legs with your personals. And hopefully, in this scenario, in a perfect world, we're giving everybody an opportunity to have some volume and some strength in one of their legs, and we're helping that they're creating their own personal power leg, if that makes sense. So sometimes when we're doing this, we share a member with one of our team in order to help people promote. And what I want to emphasize to you, when at all possible, you want to keep that person that is your personal. Let's say number 5 is going to bronze, so he has 3 on the left and 3 on the right. So if I wanted to share a personal with my bronze, because he's one of those 3 has to become a copper, what I want to do is place that person that's my personal on the outside leg. That way, everything that's going on after that, even though I have given him away as far as the sponsorship, everything that I'm doing down that leg, which is my personal leg, is benefiting that person that I shared the business with. And I've given him sponsorship to one of my team leaders, but that way they're never abandoned. They've always got the support of that major leg. And what you want to encourage those individual leaders to do is build, you see number 5, those 3 he's got going on the right side, that's his personal power leg. You want those to be his personals. And avoid at all costs you placing one of your personals on that inside leg, because you no longer can support them. Because you want to be building 2 very powerful legs that will support the majority of your team members. And then that benefits everybody on your team. And then the inside leg is their personal power leg. Yes, Nance?
I'm just going to have you go over that again. We have a little bit of interruption with the Zoom, but if you can make sure that everybody understands the importance of the outside leg placement again.
Sure. All right. So, like you have the left side and the right side of your business when you get started. So assume 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, they're your personals, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, they're your personals. That's your 2 legs. But as you share with those people, they're going to need to put like number 1. Number 1 becomes an associate. So number 1 on the right puts 1 on the left and 1 on the right. Well, they have to go in the next spot on the right. So you see the green is the right and the green is the left. So they're an associate. Great. But what's happened is that right person, everything that goes in that right side, which is your side, is building a power leg for that individual. So there's, you see the person on the right gets to share in the volume of all those other people. Those are people that you're putting in the business because you have a left and a right. Those are people that those leaders in those positions are putting in the business. So that's what you call a power leg because you're going to get the benefit of other people dropping people in there. So, like for example, number three wants to go to bronze, but she's put three on the left. She's got to put three on the right. Well, look, that little associate that's number one at the top with one left, one right gets to benefit from those three leaders that are underneath there. And if that is number three is going to bronze for a silver promotion, there's going to be huge volume that that associate will benefit from on one side. So that becomes the power side for everybody on that side of your team, your right side. And on the inside, as they build a leg, you see number one just has one. So that becomes their personal leg, their personal power leg. And that's the one that they should be building. And number three, she has three on the left so that she can be a bronze. That's her goal. So that's going to be her personal leg that she's going to be building. So what she's going to be doing is she's going to be putting people in there to build that inside leg that's going to benefit her team on the inside. So her team has the benefit of the right side, which you're helping with, and the other leaders on your leg. And then she has a personal power leg that she's building so that she can rank up, or what we're calling her pay leg. Did that help at all, Nancy?
Yes, yeah, I think so. And we'll open it up for questions afterwards too. If people
Sure.
jot down your questions, we'll go from there. Um,
And my graphic is not that good at explaining it, but I just tried to come up with something. I talk about this, but I didn't really have a way to demonstrate it. But yeah, we'll open it up. Okay, so this is new member placement. So just to go back to that same scenario, I want to talk to you. You're going on the right, placing your next people. Let's say you're at the top and you are at silver and you want to go to gold. Well, those personals will go underneath the red guy on the right and underneath the black guy on the left because that's your next available spot. But when you're going from a silver to a gold, those three on the right, those three on the left that have to be your personals, every bit that they're doing flows all the way up through everybody in your organization that is on that outside leg. So that's your power leg on each side. And then hopefully your team will replicate that and be doing that on the inside. But in this particular scenario, we have 19 members on the right and we have 13 members on the left because whether they're inside, outside, going in different legs, going and creating other legs off of legs, the inside of an inside of an inside, which happens, hopefully that's what you want because that's your leaders making money. Then every bit of that is, of course, your points, your volume. So in this particular scenario, you see 19 members right, 19 members left. This is our build out to silver. If you don't have this, I know that Nancy's got it available to you guys. I can't tell you how many of these I filled out when I was running for silver. This is a really good roadmap to follow because you can't hit a target you can't see. You got to fill in your people, and this will get you to focus on one bronze left, one bronze right, and they change throughout the time of what you're doing. But this gives you the exact layout on that. So I want to discuss with you an auto saver strategy because this is really profound. This is part of that build out too. As you know, the autosavers are the lifeblood of this business. That is your long-term walk-away residual income. You will find this screen on the bottom of your dashboard, okay? And you want to watch this like a hawk. Every week you want to document these numbers and you want to know that your autosavers are growing on your bank side and on your pay side. So on this gentleman right here, the bank side is the side that has more volume. That's all a bank side is. It's the one that has the highest volume. So in this particular scenario, you can see there's 933 autosavers on the left, and the total point value is over 17,000. Well, that's cool. That's almost $200,000 in residual income if you can get to that right there. That particular scenario. Well, it's way more than that. No, I apologize for that. It's way more than that. But look at the pay side because when we're getting paid, we have to match. So you can only match to your lesser side. So in this particular scenario, there are 396 autosavers on the right, but he only has 7,300 points. All right, so that's the max on the payout, if that makes sense. And if not, we'll go back to this slide. But you've got to do matching. You got to match your points and match your points. So when you look at just week one, you'll see that the match is 33.90 for points. So that's the max that you can get paid on in this particular scenario. So I want you to see that, and I want you to watch that. So I'm going to talk to you about the significance of rank and getting to this payout, which is your residual income. So look at this same scenario when this guy's an associate. Remember, an associate has one personal left, one personal right. They can only have a max payout of 500, right? So in that scenario, with the capability to earn 33.90 that week, they can only get 500. So they got 500 week one, 500 week two, 500 week three, 500, 250, because that's a lower week. It didn't even hit the 500, and then 500 on the fifth autosaver. So I'm just assuming that those are in my next scenario that they're equally like divided by four. You can see that what somebody just unmuted. Okay. You can see in this particular scenario that like the 21st and the 26th, they often hit in the same week. So you can usually pile those up and then at your highest volume is what you're paid on. But this is just a scenario so you can kind of get a grasp on this, because this is what keeps me awake at night. This is what made me push through to what we're doing right now. And when I feel like I can't go anymore, I look at this and I keep going. That's that little post-it note I shared with you. So I just now documented it. But that means $22.50 a month. Those are weekly commissions, which means for an associate, $27,000 a year. You have one left, one right. But what you've done is you're just building depth, and you're helping people promote, and you're helping people get other people in and qualify, so that you have a lot of people consuming a little bit of gold and silver. Look at it as a copper. In this particular scenario, a copper, has two personals left, two personals right, and they build an associate on each side. Well, in this scenario, he gets to make $1,000 a week, because that's the max for a copper. Well, all right, so we match. We got 75.70 and we got 33.90. Where it matches and where it caps is $1,000. You match the left and the right. Same way, week two is 500, because you have to go with the lowest one. It's 630. We pay in even cycles, which is 500. And for an associate, it pays in half cycles, which is 250. For right now, we're hoping they keep that scenario for us. So on the 15th, there's $1,000 that could be made that week. On the 21st, there's 250. On the 26th, there's 500. So if you just add those weeks up, that's $32.50 a month as a copper, or $39,000 a year. And y'all, I'm only talking about autosavers. I'm not talking about a new membership. I'm not talking about a coin drop. I'm not talking about the health insurance. I'm talking residual. A lot of people getting a little bit of gold and silver every month. And this is the reason you must rank before the points arrive. That's why sometimes you'll feel like you're walking in huge shoes that you can't even fill. That's okay. You hit the rank first. You follow what Nancy tells you. You follow what Dave tells you, because this is so you don't leave money on the table and you don't lose money. So as a bronze, you qualify to make up to $2,000 a week, right? You got three personals left, three personals right. You've got one of them become a copper on each side. Boom. So look at that scenario. The 33.90 is the lower points that week. You get to make 2,000. The 630 is the lower. Well, you go back to the 500. Then 23.55. You go back to, you're at 2,000. You got to go up. 395, you're only at 250, because half cycle is 250. Everything over that will either go to loyalty points, or it will bank if you have a leadership point. We can go over that another time. But that scenario, you don't lose, but you only lose when you have points over your rank. They go away and you don't benefit from them. So that's why we stress to you to build your rank. In that last scenario, it's 500. Well, look at that's $52.50 a month. That's $63,000 a year. And a bronze is 24 people. Strategically placed, but you've got to drive the depth to get those points. Look at the scenario as a silver. 3,000 the first week, 500, 2,000, 250, 500. Well, so that's $62.50 a month, or 75,000 a year in autosavers in this particular scenario. So you want to go to your dashboard, you want to look at where you are, and you want to document those numbers. You want those numbers to go up weekly. And I love the scenario that what happens, and it's already happened to me once, your sides will flip. Was when I had my pay side and my bank side flipped. Wow. So in this particular case, that would lead itself to, $17,000 a month, if that scenario were to take place, and it can happen. So, but that's the significance of building that rank. And this is your residual reoccurring income. This is your pay plan. If you don't know this, if you don't have this, I know Nancy's got it for you. The company has it for you in the file vault. I keep one printed. It stays with me at all times. This lets you know the important thing are the ranks. The second important thing is how many personals you have to have. And then the third thing is what the points you have to accumulate to get paid that max, and what the max payout is, and what you have to help your team promote at each rank and each level. So, this is profound, because the only way you can become a copper is to create two associates. The only way you become a bronze is you duplicate yourself, create two coppers. So it's a perfect world, in my opinion. So, but this plays into what I was just sharing with you on the max payout that you could get at each level, and just by ranking. And I want to go back one. I want to share this with you. On this particular scenario, you will find the bulk. When you look at yours, you'll see it. The bulk of mine are this way too. The 1st and the 15th carry the bulk. Okay. So in order to maximize your pay, the strategy is, if you get an opportunity, and if it's beneficial to your new person, you can move that autosaver to the 8th. You can move that autosaver to the 21st. You can move that autosaver to the 26th. That will in turn maximize what money you can get a hold of, because it's all not piled into 1 week or one paycheck. If that's a very advanced strategy. But sometimes when we do an enrollment, it will default to the 1st or the 15th. But you might bring them in, let's say, on the 22nd, and it will default to the 15th. Well, that person can rightfully go in there and change that autosaver to the 21st. And if we did that team wide, then we would help to build some pay into that week and not lose pay in a previous week. Does that make sense? So we want to make sure an autosaver goes every 30 days, but sometimes we have the ability to work that a little bit. Nancy, you were going to say something?
Well, I was just saying it. You're right. The reason that they pile up on the 1st and the 15th is that's where it defaults to. So whenever I'm enrolling a new person, and I know you do this too, Cathy, I ask them if the 8th or the 21st or the 26th might be a better time for them. Not so many bills due at that time. It might work out, but whatever works for the new enrollee is perfect. But it does help balance out the residual income of just the autosavers. It's wonderful.
Exactly. And Nancy, if everybody does this as a team, because this scenario is this guy's team. So if everybody does that as a team and kind of shifts from the 1st to the 15th, some of those autosavers, which we can do, and as Nancy said, always do what's best for the new person, right? Then that helps everybody in that entire organization be able to maximize. Because as you know, usually the coin drops are on the 1st and the 15th. That's when we have the extra points come in, and that allows some flushing. But that's okay. We want the company to make money. But I want y'all to be able to maximize, especially when you're getting off the ground, get as much money as you can to reinvest in your business and to build a secure future for you and your family. So I just wanted to share that little what a strategy you can do. And I noticed I've signed up someone on the 1st or like the 29th, and their autosavers for the 1st. I don't want it to go right after they sign up. So I go back and make it the 26th of the next month. So I make sure that it doesn't go again. And that helps to build that scenario there as well. So, and this is your comp plan. We've got the coolest comp plan. It's simple. You build your personals and you help people rank up. So I want to talk to you about this residual income plan just a minute. And we're going to open it up for questions. I won't keep you much longer. So you have 19 personals 19 members on the right. Doesn't matter whether they're personals, whether they belong to anybody on your team, or whether they're dropping down from above. It doesn't matter. They're underneath your top position, which is you, the sassy one in the middle. So you have 19 members on the right, 13 members on the left. Look at this scenario here with residuals on this scenario. So you have 13. I always recommend, people say, which one do you recommend? I do the variety. It was my first autosaver. I'm hooked. It was the butterfly. It sold within 3 months for $600. I go, how many of these can I get? I was the one that said, do I have to do the autosaver? And then my next question was, how many can I do? So, yeah,
And
this,
that's the state with the animal, right? The
yes, the
one
state animal
we used to
series.
call it variety. They've changed the name of them now, but
Right, the state animal series. So in
that's
this
my,
particular, I'm sorry, Nance, what?
I said that's my favorite too.
Yeah, yeah. Because people will say, what did you do? So it's great when you came in as a premium and you have your autosaver in place because you say, I came in with a premium and I have the variety autosaver. I can't tell how many times people say, well, I'll do that because that's what you did. So in this particular scenario, I'm going to play out the variety autosaver. The animal state series, as Nancy said, that is the new name for it. It's the silver animal state series. Originally it was the variety. So I'm referring to the 139 a month in the autosaver program. So I'm going to assume that in this entire scenario because that's the one that I do recommend. So there's 13 members on the left at 20 points each. So throughout that month, it will generate 260 points. So if you have that number left and right, that's your pay leg, if you would, because it's the lower one, it's the lesser one. So that scenario um, will pay out. Yeah, and on the right side, you have 19 at 20, which is 380 points, but you're only going to get paid the 250. So the 250 times 12 is your $3,000 a month. So that's what that looks like with just those few people. And I'm going to show you as you start to build, because when you just build depth and build depth and build depth, this is going to happen if you don't quit. Let's assume you've got 50 members on the left and then 50 members on the right now. So those 50 members, so they're going on long below this, each have their 20-point autosaver. Well, that's 1,000 points left and 1,000 points right. Well, even if you're just an associate, you're going to get that 250 because we take the 1,000, we divide it by 4 weeks approximately, it comes out to about 250 a week. So that gives you a $13,000 a year income. Let's take it up to 100 members left, 100 members right. Well, that scenario has 2,000 points on each side. Just as an associate, the 2,000 divided by 4 weeks, you're going to earn a $500 a week income. You're going to max out associate, which is 26,000 a year. And you still just have one left, one right. So let's take it up to copper. And as you have 200 members anywhere in your team on the left, 200 on the right at 20 points each. That's 4,000 points a month. Divide by 4. You have the ability as a copper to make $1,000 a week. You've just maxed out. So that's $52,000 a year just with a couple of hundred people on each side doing a variety autosaver a month. And that's not the coin drop. That's not memberships. This is residual that I want to share with you. 300 left, 300 right at the 20-point Animal State Series, and you're a bronze. That's 6,000 points a month. Divide by the weeks. You got 1,500 a week coming in, or $78,000 a year. Take a look at 700 left, 700 right. I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that already have that, but they don't have it balanced yet. You just keep working, and these things will balance out, and then you can get paid on that lesser leg. But I'm doing you a perfect scenario here. So 14,000 points. Divide that by 4 weeks. It's $3,500 a week. You've maxed out silver, and that gives you $182,000 a year residual income. Now I want to do the mind blower for me, because this is what Curtis did with me early on. He said, just get to 1,000 members left, 1,000 members right, getting a little bit of gold and silver. And this is what you got. 1,000 members left, 1,000 members right, doing a 20-point autosaver. It will happen. That's a $5,000 a week income, and you need to be gold to do it. Nancy and Dave know how to get you there, but that's $250,000, y'all, in residual income. That's what keeps me awake. That's what keeps me going, because that's exactly where we're headed. When we show people the value of that autosaver, which is only a member benefit, they have to join you as a member to be able to access those. And you show them your stack and sell. Mine's at like a 29% increase right now. I've made like $12,000 in my autosavers, coin drops, my collectibles. I could resell them right now and have a almost a 30% gain on my money. There's nowhere else you can do that. That's what we're talking about. When we show them that and they stay with us, they grab a membership, they get in your infrastructure, and we just start building depth and driving points for our team, this is what's going to happen if you just don't quit. So that's what excites me. And this could be another day, but loyalty points, leadership points, we can go over all that. I want to make sure that you understand that scenario and what that means for you. And that's basically all I was going to share. So I'll exit now because I didn't mean to take that long, Nance.
Oh, no, that's wonderful. I would have given you 4 hours if you had the time. Cathy, it's always wonderful to have your training. And I'm sure that there are some newer people on the call. Having 1,000 people in an organization sounds unbelievable when you're just trying to get two to begin with. But as you grow and your two get two and they get two and more get two, it happens exponentially and it happens simultaneously. And sometimes it's hard to keep up with. But you're right. It's just a matter of being persistent and helping one another. So now I'm going to open it up for questions. You're the host, Cathy. So if you want to open it up.
So how do I do that, Nancy? I see people can't unmute themselves, or can we do something to where let me give you back co-host so that you can. I'm not sure how to do that. I just leave mine where everybody can unmute. Oh, make a host. So I'll just give you back the host. All right.
There you go. And let's unmute everybody so they can ask questions if they want to.
Absolutely. And I know that was a little advanced, but these are the things that will make sense. And this Post-it note, when Curtis told me about this residual income, this is what I wrote. I put it on my little glitter box. It stays in front of me. This is what motivates me. When I don't feel like doing it, I go, I am building residual income where one day we can play and one day we can chill. So do the hard work now and then you can get paid for a lifetime.
And do the hard work now so you don't have to do it later. I mean, it's wonderful. And it's not just the teams, the money that's coming in. The relationships that we're building are beyond gold. It's so amazing to have a friend like Cathy sleeping on your shoulder someday. So it's fun. And hopefully I'm going to open up the chat here. I don't see any questions in the chat.
Surely I didn't do that good that nobody's got any questions.
Come on, guys, if you have questions. Well, I know that, Cathy, what do you do when you're building a team? The kinds of calls the schedule that you've set up with the three-way calls and the videos. Give us a little scenario about what a day in the life of Cathy Guzzo is like, the kind of work that it takes.
Oh, awesome. Well, he who does the most three ways wins. My highest paid person on my team does the most three ways with me. He happens to be a practicing attorney of 40 years. He doesn't need me, but he shows the system. All he doesn't ask permission. He says, hold on. And literally, we had a Harvard graduate on the other night. He said, hold on. I want to introduce you to Cathy. And so we interrupted his day, but he said, I said, well, when are you free? We don't want to interrupt you. He said, give me about an hour. We call him back and we talk. But you don't have to do this. I know you know the answers, a lot of you, but trust me, if you just say, hey, that's a good question. I think I know the answer, but I know somebody that does. Let me get you on the phone with one of my business partners. Hold on. And then you get Nancy on the line with you. I know Dave's busy. You can't always get a hold of him, but you've got leaders within this community that will help you. And then you let Nancy be the authority. You introduce Nancy, you edify Nancy as a gold associate in the company, and she's rocking it, and she's built a massive team, and she's a great leader, and she mentors us. So I wanted to introduce you to Nancy and let her answer that question for you. So you edify Nancy, and then Nancy edifies you. as an up and coming leader of 7K, and that she's excited to associate with you, and she's real excited to help build this team, and that's why she's anxious to talk to this person with you. So the process is primo. It takes you out of being the authority so that your new person says, "Oh, I can do that." Because you say, "All I did was get you on the phone with one of our leaders. I got you on the phone with Nancy. You don't have to know all the answers." So that is the beauty of the three-way. Corky can answer every one of those questions, but he dumbs it down. He plays like he doesn't. He said, I know where that answer is. Hang on, hold on. And so I literally do three ways all day long. And I love a three-way Zoom. When somebody's doing a Zoom and it's a private Zoom, and they can say, hey, if it's okay with you, I'm gonna have one of my business partners on. If I can grab her, she's really busy, but if I can grab her, she'll be on when we get through with this the presentation. And so then I'm in the screen when you quit sharing, and then the same introduction goes on, but it's you've got a face to go with it, you got a smile to go with it, you got a real human. It's more connected when you can do that. So the same introduction, the same edification goes on, and then let Nancy take over in that case and find out what impressed them most about what they heard. Let Nancy talk to their questions, and let Nancy, close it for you. This is where she's good. So that's what we do as a team. I do those all day long. I don't know. Curtis and I compared one week, and I do way more than he does, but he makes more money than I do.
He's been at it longer than you. That's why.
That's right. But I love doing that. I love helping with that because I don't want anybody to think that they have to be this certified or that certified. They have to know this, and I don't have these coins, and I don't have that income credibility. You don't have to have it. You rest on Nancy's. You rest on Dave's. You use your team. I know I've got team members that are doing this. I'm so excited to share this with you. It doesn't have to be you. You borrow Nancy's success. You borrow Dave's success until you have your own. And then you own it. And then you'll be doing that for your team. So I can't stress enough the three-way Zoom, the three-way call, the private one-on-ones. We have corporate Zooms, if you would, or structured Zooms that everybody can invite to. We invite to those. But when they can't come, when's a good time for you? Let me get into your schedule. Tell me what's good for you. I'm going to try to schedule a private Zoom just for you. So, and we do those all day long. If they can't come to any of the regular scheduled meetings, make it fit their schedule. And then do that little scenario that I'm talking about. Text Nancy, say, hey, I'm in this part of the comp plan. Can you hop on in about 10 minutes? I need third party. And then Nancy will let you know if she's free. A lot of my guys have group text messages for like a team. So they'll say, is anybody free at this time? And one of us will answer that's in that structure that helps. And so we're always saying, I got it this time. I got it. I'll take it, and that's what you do. Set up a little group text with the leaders that you work with, and one of them will rally. And sometimes I can't do it, and I'll see nobody has responded. I'll figure out how to rearrange my schedule, and I say, I got it. And because we won't abandon you on that process. We want to be there to support you in every way. So that's basically a day in the life for me, Nancy.
Sounds familiar. It does. I don't do as many three ways. I'm doing more individual personal calls and talk and instructing and teaching. But I love the three ways when we're bringing the new members in. So I'm grateful for you being here, Cathy. I will let you go. It looks like we don't have any questions. I'm surprised, you guys. If you do have questions.
Can I just say something, Nancy?
Absolutely.
Yes. Hi, Cathy.
Hi.
I just want to say that this was an amazing day today with you talking about the placement and everything. To me, you can't go over that enough. At first, I was a little confused. I hope that I can relay all this information to my downline because I see none of them were able to get on the call this morning. And I know Nancy went over with me once before the leadership points and stuff, which I need to go over that again too. But all in all, this was a great call, and you did a magnificent job. I see you all the time on Coffee with Curtis, and I just really enjoy your information.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
I wanted it to come across. Normally, I just ad-lib this. When Nancy asked me to share, I thought, let me try to get a visual. But Cheryl, in just a nutshell, here's a leadership point. Every time you share a premium, you sign up a premium member personally, you get 2 leadership points. Those leadership points sit in your profile. We'll go next to your picture. You'll see how many you got. And every time you're over a cycle, let's say you're a copper and you got to 800 that week. Well, you're only going to make 500 because you get paid in whole cycles, and 500 is a cycle. Those 300 extra points over your cycle, but they're underneath your pay, you get 1,000. Those 300 points will be sitting there waiting on you because the system will automatically take one of your leadership points, spend it for you to bank that 300 to start your next week. You've already got a check, if that's your pay side. So those are really powerful. 2 leadership points every time you sell a premium. You can't get them any other way. And the system will automatically use a leadership point if it's 1 point over a cycle and it's underneath your pay grade, or 499, they'll automatically do that. And the cool thing about it too, the loyalty points, I love this because the scenario is the only time you lose is when you're over your rank. That's why we stress build your rank first. You can't earn at it yet, but build it. So when you don't have a leadership point, in that first scenario, you had 800 points and you got paid the 500, those 300 extra, if you're not over your pay cycle, not over your pay grade, will go to loyalty points. They go to help you get free coins. Check that loyalty area. That's where somebody got a mandala coin. You did, Nancy. Oh my gosh. For the points that went over. Yes. Is that cool?
I missed out on the coin drop, and I was teaching loyalty points to one of you. I don't remember which one. And I looked in there, and there was that beautiful parrot that I wanted. And I had enough points in my loyalty points it's like green stamp redemption. I got that mandala coin free, well, with my loyalty points. So
yeah, as she said on the Coffee with Curtis call, with her green stamps. If you're old enough, you get that one, right?
Yeah, you have to be old enough to understand green stamps, but they're redemption points, and you can get one every month. You have to wait 30 days until you can get another one if you have enough points in there. So look at that, and if you've got points and there's a coin in there that you want, you can grab those out of your loyalty points. So, and they don't even charge you shipping. You've kept zero for what you get that for. So
phenomenal.
Anyway.
This company has really got our back. But I just hope that everyone is signed up for Vegas. This is your last chance to do it. And get your last minute rank recognition. If you're close, get with Nancy and get what you need done today before we close out tonight, midnight Mountain Time, to get you ranked up so you can walk across that stage and receive your free gold and silver. And I hope I get an opportunity to meet each one of you in Vegas. That would be great. And I can tell you, it'll just change your business to be around all these amazing people, especially if you haven't had a chance to meet the leaders yet. While we're small and intimate, you'll have time and get introduced to them, I'm sure, in the side meetings, because there's so much that you learn even out of the meeting, as you well know. So absolutely. I hope you all take advantage of that, and I hope I get to meet each of you there as well.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Cathy. We're going to let Cathy run. Let me just check the chat one more time here. I'm just overwhelmed, and we'll have to listen to it again, Bruce said. Yeah, that's why I recorded it. It's a little overwhelming at first. For Cathy it was, and for me it was. But we just do it over and over, and then it becomes kind of like anything else. The more you do it, the more familiar it becomes. So,
and Bruce, I'll just say, I'm sorry, Nancy,
go ahead, Cathy.
Bruce, is when the student is ready, the teacher appears. All of this was said to me, and it was all going like this. And then when I got the first scenario myself, and I go, oh, that's a leadership point. Oh, that's a loyalty point. You've heard it. It's going to connect for you as you build your business, and you're going to, that's what she was talking about. I got it. So these little revelations will come. It's the seeds have been planted. We'll keep reinforcing it, but don't beat yourself up. Nobody got it the first time. So just you're in process, but we wanted you to know all this information, and it'll be cemented for you. Okay, I promise.
Great. Well, I'm going to let you go. I promised you 45 minutes. So thank you so much, Cathy, for your time, your valuable time. And I can't wait to see you again in Las Vegas. And my other shoulder's available if you take that red eye.
I love you, Nancy. Thank you. Appreciate y'all being here. Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a great closeout. See ya.
Yeah, I want to talk to the rest of you about Vegas. And if you're going to be there, I want to unmute all of you. Let's see if I can do that. But if any of you are coming to Las Vegas, would you please, please reach out to me? You guys all have my telephone number, but I'm going to put it in the chat again one more time. I need to know who's going to be there so I can plan. I can plan a SNED Fest. Dave is going to be there with us. We want to have time to get together. Let me see. I can't type and talk at the same time. Okay, there is my phone number. You guys can text me and let me know how many people are going to be there. George is here. You can see him in the background. He's saying hi to everybody. Let's see, Rob. Rob is going to post this video on the patriotsilver.gold, and it'll be available with like crazy. And after a while, it becomes normal for you. But what I still do when I'm placing people in this big organization that we're building for Dave, I will still call Cathy and Curtis and say, I have a new person. Where's the best place to place them? And I've done Annette and Darren Esplin have been enrolling new people, and we're discussing the strategy of where to place them. So give me a call if you have any questions about that. We'll go over this and over this until you're the one that's teaching it. So do you have any other questions? It's one on the right, one on the left, and then everybody else below you. One on the right, one on the left. It's that simple, but there are some other little nuances and strategies that go along with it. Okay, well, so let's talk about Vegas. If you haven't gotten there, or if you're going to Las Vegas and you are close to ranking up to another rank, let's really try to push today to get that, because when you walk across that stage, and coppers will get one, bronze, silver will get silver, gold will get a gold coin. So if you are close to getting to the next rank, let's see if we can't push through that today, because tonight is the deadline, midnight tonight. So, and then because they have to know who's going to be there and what coins to order. Can you imagine every associate in this company is going to get a half an ounce of silver at that event? It's incredible, but you have to be there to get those prizes. And if you can be there, if you're on the fence about whether or not you're going to go, I will tell you to go. Do whatever you can do to get there, because if you want to build a business with 7K, number one, it's going to be fun. Number two, we're going to have a SNED Fest with Dave. Number three, you're going to learn so much from the leaders of this company, from the officers of the company, from one another, and the relationships that you're going to build, even outside of your team, are going to be amazing. Because like Cathy, I can call on her to come and be a guest on here. I can call on Curtis to come and be a guest for you guys. I can call on Scott Fardulis from the health insurance, because we met him at one of these events. So you guys will build relationships that you will be able to call on to help you when you need help with your teams, or just to be friends with and have somebody sleeping on your shoulder when they need to. So guys, if you have any questions about Las Vegas, the rooms are still, I'm not sure if it's today, it might have been a cutoff last night, but there are still rooms available. And if you need to pair up or something and share a room with somebody, do so. Let's see, Dawn just put a note here. So we so want to attend and so overwhelmed with going into hurricane repairs. We know that you're not all going to be able to go there, because Dawn's still reeling from the last hurricane, getting ready for the next season coming on. And a lot of you have things in your life that are going to keep you from going. They will not make it a virtual event because there's just too much going on, but we will share as much as we possibly can. And I'll be sending out little, um, every night I will try to send out a blanket text to all of you to let you know what we learned that day so that you'll be in on all of the secrets that we're going to be learning at that time. But if you can come. We would love to meet you and see more than just a Hollywood square of who you are. All right, so if you're coming, let me know, please. And I can't wait to be there. And now remember, we're going to have another team call on Wednesday evening, and I will go over loyalty points and leadership points, Cheryl. That's something that we all need to get straight. And it was really exciting. I was so sad and so disappointed when I didn't get that Mandela parrot on the coin drop. And then to find it and discover it's like buried treasure. There it was. They only put up a few of them, and I just happened to be there right at the right time and get one in my loyalty points. So what a treat that was. I think Heavenly Father was just looking after me that day because I went there at the right time. So anyway, guys, keep an eye on those things. Watch your dashboards. That's where your residual autosaver points are posted for every week of the month. So if you have a week where you're really close to getting a paycheck, that's a week where you're going to want to encourage people to enroll a new person, one more person, or get one more coin to get. If you're at 245 points and you need 250, go get a coin. You're going to get the coin and you're going to get a 250 dollar paycheck, or enroll a new person and help them get to that spot. And look at your downline. Look at your downline dashboards and see where they are, and reach out to them and remind them if they have a chance to get a paycheck that week, get money put into their into their Sound Money wallet. You'll be looking at whether they're close to 250, whether they're close to 500, or every cycle of 500, 1,000 or 1,500 on their pay side. Both sides have to match so that they can get a check and help each other. So you can reach out to the people that you've enrolled and help them get maximize the most amount of money they can get. And that's kind of what I'm doing when I'm calling you and saying, whoops, it looks like you might have gone inactive, or you're really close to buying a new coin. I'm trying to help you make sure that you can maximize the most benefit from this membership that you've signed up for. And some of you only came in just to help support Dave, but I hope you're finding that it's fun and it's exciting to help new people come in, and that you're building a nice little structure, a little extra income for your family. That's nothing wrong with that. So Dave and I are just tickled about that. And about Dave, he's still traveling. I'm not sure he's available yet this weekend, but the last I heard, I think he's going to start rebroadcasting on Monday. So reach out to him with your hearts and with your feelings. And he loves the support. He's really grateful for all the love and support he's received from all of us. And if you can be there, come join us in Las Vegas, and we'll all have one big giant group hug. All right, guys, it's time to let you go. It's a little few more minutes. Anybody else have any questions or want to say anything? Unmute yourself if you do, or just unmute. Hi, Lindsay. My goodness,
Hi, Nancy.
We ended up with 24 people on the call. Hi, guys. I'm glad. And if you didn't understand all of that, I recorded it. You can go back over it. And if you have questions about what was presented today, and there's something that's really perplexing, jot it down, send me a text message, and I'll call you and we'll go over it one-on-one. And if it's a lot of you are asking about it, I'll make sure that we do another training on this. Some of you are a little bit new into the like Cathy said, the people who do the most three-ways are the ones that are building fastest. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye, Nancy.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.